Hey nerdlings, it is time for another video game monthly box unboxing. We are ready to play the past into the future. So let's see what we got this month. So for starters, we have the little info card that tells you all about Video Games Monthly. Next, I got a 2-up instead of a 1-up. Lately I've been getting a lot of 1-ups, but I got 2-up this time, so that's always cool. And the first thing I see is a Game Boy game, which I love getting. It is Torpedo Range. And I hope you can see that. That looks great. I love the radar kind of blasting through the background where you can see the torpedo there. And on the back, we have Video Game Castle. So this was Chicopee, Massachusetts. I don't know if anybody out there has ever been to Video Game Castle, but hey, thank you. Your game has found a nice forever home. The next game is another Game Boy game. Probably these are my 2-up. And it is Asteroids, another arcade classic for the collection. And I see on the back we have another Video Game Castle. So apparently Video Game Castle is the place to go for your Game Boy games. Or maybe not anymore. Maybe that's why I have them. Next, we have the fun little pack-in, and it is a Video Games Monthly Play the Past into the Future bracelet, and it's a little more stylish than the Lance Armstrong one, and you don't even have to be a cheater or anything. Is it too soon to make that kind of joke? I got a new Famicom game, or a new 2S Famicom game. First of all, love that the Famicom games come in so many colors. And if you can see in the background, we have all kinds of colors. And that's really cool. A lot better than the NES games, unless you get the knockoff Tension games. But this looks to be Clue Clue Land. And this is actually a very fun puzzle game. I believe it was a black box game on the NES, meaning it was one of the very early ones. A little bit of trivia for you. Clue Clue Land. Clue Clue is let's see if I can butcher this, an onomatopoeia of kuru kuru in Japan, which means going around and around. And if you can see the little bubble character there, that is exactly what she does, and that's what she does in the game. You go around these rings, you reach out and grab them, and spin around them to change directions and get treasure and everything. And if you leave her on there, she just keeps going round and round. Who knows, we may not even care. Just get on with the games. Next is a Super Famicom game, which has the lovely two-shade yellowing that the Super Nintendo does, so they're not so dissimilar after all. And it is for Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. It says USA right here. Hopefully you can see that near the top. And correct me if I'm wrong, please feel free to. I was under the impression that Final Fantasy Mystic Quest was an RPG that was released to Western audiences in hopes to simplify the genre and to get more fans in it. Because of course in Japan it's really huge. People love their RPGs. Not so much in America. And I believe that this was put out to kind of ease us into it, because we all know that the Japanese want us to have our games a little easier. But obviously with this, I'm thinking that the Japanese caught wind that there was a Final Fantasy game released in America, but not in Japan, and they couldn't have that, so they ported this over. I would actually be very curious to find out if this game did very well over there. I don't think it did all that well here, but I do have a couple of friends that really like it. So the last thing, enough rambling, is a boxed 2600 game, Lock and Chase. And this is really cool. It still has the plastic wrap all over it. And I'm curious to know if that's original plastic wrap. I would be very surprised if it is. But it's in great condition. The corners have a little bit of wear. But other than that, it really doesn't look like this game has ever even been opened, or at least not very much. The box isn't crushed or anything. And Lock and Chase, I believe it was kind of in the same vein as a lot of the maze games that Pac-Man made so popular. But it is always cool to find boxes for Atari games, for any games really, because think about it, back in the day, I mean, the box, you don't save cereal boxes. Why would you save a video game box? We threw that stuff in the trash because we were insane. We didn't know what we were doing. Anyway, that is another awesome box from Video Games Monthly. I would love to know if you guys subscribe to this box. One thing that makes them so cool to me is, of course, you can populate a list online to avoid any duplicates, which I love doing. And again, I very much look forward to getting this every month. Let me know if you subscribe to this, what kind of games you got this month. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let's go play some games.